Hello, everyone. Good evening. Buonasera. Hope you're all, awake and alert. We've had night two of Sanremo, Seconda Serata. Is that
Seconda
right?
Serata, yes.
Wonderful. I get a little bit better each as the the show continues. I get a little bit better every night, and then by the time the next one comes around the next year, I've forgotten it all. But I hope you enjoyed the show. There were a lot of names that we were looking forward to seeing tonight. Ones that had performed at Eurovision before, ones who we're familiar with from Sanremo as recent as last year. Let's start with you, Samuele. General impressions about tonight. What did you think?
I think it was a great night, full of things to see. Of course, it was actually a little bit weaker compared to what we saw yesterday. For me, at least, at least concerning the true competition. Of course, Sanremo is not just a competition. It's a TV show. It's a big TV show, so it was funny to watch. But I thought it was perceived as a little bit longer, even if it was shorter than yesterday. I had this kind of impression. But
Mm.
overall, it was a great night. Sanremo is always really enjoyable, and I really love Sanremo, so I'm biased a little bit here.
Well, I mean, you're not alone in terms of being, although you might be the one who, understands it a little bit more than we do. We're obviously both fans too.
Yeah.
Lydia, how was tonight for you?
Uh, it was fun. Sanremo is always fun to watch. It's never boring. There's always something going on. I did miss Fiorello though tonight. Wish he
Yeah.
was there as well. That would have been great. But overall, great quality of songs as always. I'm really happy about some of the songs. Really happy about my favorite artists being there. Yeah, I enjoyed the show tonight. Yeah.
Why don't we talk about some of the names that we brought up last night before we signed off, the people that we were most looking forward to. And I believe that Elisa was kind of the unanimous one
Yes.
between us. I might have gotten yours wrong, Lydia. Was there someone? I remember you mentioned Fabrizio as being one that you were looking out for.
Yeah.
That was the one that I was the most excited for.
Right. But as it turns out, Elisa was top not only of tonight's press voting, but also the overall press voting. She ranked just above Mahmoud and Blanco. So back to you, Lydia. What were your impressions of her?
Of her, incredible. Not a single flaw in her voice. Absolutely impeccable from the point of the performance. The song also gave me a little bit like Disney vibes at the very beginning. I don't know if anybody else got that.
Did you say Disney?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I felt like Disney in the beginning. It's a really beautiful song, and she did keep me glued to the screen. But it didn't touch me as much as some other songs in the selection, even in the night tonight. Uh, I mean, I kind of guess why press would like it because it's a really safe song, great voice, very well composed. The orchestra fits it very well. Uh, but I'm not sure I'm like a big fan of the song. But maybe it will grow on me eventually.
Mhm.
It's always like
Yeah,
that with Sanremo, like on the first listen.
yeah, as we were saying last night, especially when you actually get a chance to hear the studio version, like I feel like there's kind of a funny progression. It's like first you hear the live version and you're kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it. Then you hear the studio version and you're like, oh yeah, no, actually, I think I see the qualities that I like in the song more. And then you see the later live version and you're like, the live version is so good, right?
Yes, it's exactly like that.
And Samuele, what did you think about Elisa tonight?
Well, she's actually one of the best artists that we have in Italy. So, of course, we were all hyped. We were actually waiting for her. The two big names were one in the first night and one in the second. So, Mahmoud and Blanco and Elisa. I still think that they are the ones that we are going to see winning. One of between the two. I just think. But I have to say that on the first listen, Elisa did not catch me 100%. I was expecting something on the way of Seta, the latest single that she it's not the latest, like it is one of the latest. Seta and another one that is really beautiful because her album should be actually poppy, more pop than ballads, actually more up tempo than ballads. And I was expecting a ballad, but I was expecting something a little more. I love her voice. She was stunning. She was like, her outfit was stunning. She is actually doing this kind of tribute to her previous time in Sanremo that was more than 20 years ago, that where she won with Lucia, that is an enormous song, beautiful song. And she's going to for a tribute of that, because she's all dressed white like she did in 2004, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. But she was stunning. No, 2001. But she was stunning. Her voice is beautiful. She is actually one of the best songwriters also that we have in Italy, for me. But I have to listen again to the song because it was a little standard for me. And I expect something that is not standard from Elisa, something that should actually be, you know, more energetic. I wanted something more energetic from her, because she accustomed us at something more energetic than what she served. Maybe I'm wrong right now because I have to listen to it at least 2 or 3 times more. But I still think that she will be top 3.
Yeah, we'll see if impressions change on, not only her song, but other ones. Let's say hello to some people in the live chat. Hello to SP. I'm excited to see how the audience will vote. I can see Sangiovanni get into the top 5. Overall, I see Mahmoud and Blanco winning.
Yes.
I'm sure that a lot of people are going to make that call. Neil Era, hello to you again. Today I felt a very conservative Sanremo night. Even jury choice is pretty safe. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the more understated of the 2 nights, but I think that there were still a number of standouts that are definitely going to be among my favorites of overall for Sanremo this year. And also saying that Neil Era got Disney vibes from
you. I wasn't going insane then. Thank you very much.
Claudia, Mahmoud and Blanco are stronger on the televote than Elisa, in my opinion.
Yes.
And you know what's interesting about that? Because obviously there's this whole controversy right now in Spain about how their voting went for Benidorm Fest. And as we remember, when Mahmoud won Sanremo, it was because he was mostly boosted by the press. And there was a backlash about that because the public wanted Ultimo. I believe that was the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks God that didn't happen. Thanks God.
Well, it's just funny, like when after time has passed and after an artist like Mahmoud has had the opportunity to go to Eurovision and also become his own star, that attitudes can change. And I would also expect that he will get like a pretty decent televote result, but obviously I don't know the full story there, and I can see why people are saying the same thing.
Yeah, can I just jump in real quick? I just wanted to say that in this case, I think that we Italians watching Sanremo are really used to this kind of televotes, of votes. So we are used to see also songs that are not winning the televote winning Sanremo. We are used to that because Sanremo is not actually something up only to the people. It's a musical festival. It's not just a national final, as we've said before or yesterday. So it's something that should happen. For me, the televote should not have 50%. I'm okay with this kind of system because I think that the press can actually choose right. And in many cases, the press also saved acts that actually went high in Eurovision. Mahmoud is the first example. So I am completely okay with having also a demoscopic jury, and we are going to see that tomorrow. And I think the demoscopic jury is usually the best one because it represents 100% the Italian population in general. But the risk with the televote is that it's extremely biased towards an entry and not the others. The televote does not usually consider the song, but it considers the artists. And that is something that I fear a lot. Because when you have a big artist, but the song is not 100% like what the artist usually prepares the audience to see, that is a downflow. That will, in many cases, televote winners in Sanremo didn't place high in, for example, in radio tops, for example, or in Spotify itself, because they are all hyped during Sanremo because of the artist and not after for the song. So I think that this year the televote, I hope it will give the maximum to Mahmoud and Blanco, just because we saw how many views they have on YouTube and now they are trending all over Europe. I think they can do it, and I think that Elisa right now has a lower fandom than Mahmoud and Blanco. This is my preview, of course.
Yeah.
I will be completely wrong, maybe, in the final, but this is how I think right now.
Anyway, huge discussion to have there, but let's say hello to some more people. Hello, Rye Bailey. Nice that so many of you are up so late to stay in touch with us. I cannot read this comment, but
Anche io sto guardando dal Canada. He is in Canada, so he's watching from Canada.
Okay. Well, so am I. Nice to know that. I wouldn't think that I would be alone watching in Canada, because especially in communities like Toronto and Montreal, there are so many Italians. And even on some of the like Italian radio stations here, you'll hear songs like when I was showing Soldi to my friends a few years ago. Some of them were like, "Oh yeah, I've heard this on one of the radio stations that caters to the Italian public." But anyway, nice to see you. Stefano saying, I listened more the one time, and I'm appreciating the song more and more. Let us know which song you're talking about. I'd be curious to know. Hello to Matt. I love Elisa, but in my humble opinion, her song is what I can honestly define as generic Disney-like ballad, although sung perfectly. Rooting for Mahmoud and Blanco even more strongly after tonight.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to that again. I'm not that surprised that there's so many people saying that it's got Disney qualities, but it wasn't the thing that jumped out at me right away.
It's just a classical ballad from Sanremo, and I was expecting more from her. Not a classic ballad from Sanremo. It's Sanremo's ballad.
Mm-hmm. We've got Arma Discweb, who disagrees with Samuele regarding Ultimo. Last time got a lot of televotes, and he had huge success everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but it's just my taste. I'm sorry. Before.
And I mean, also, like, this Sanremo is so big that most of the people who are involved, like, they're going to be successful in some regard, you know? Yeah. Hello to Marky Mark saying, I love the energy of, oh yes, I can't wait to talk about this. I have to practice saying the name though. Dito nella Piaga. And Donatella Rettori, and glad it did so well to get to third, very high standard over both nights.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This was the energetic entry that we needed tonight, and yes. I was so thrilled about it. It was just so much fun. Lydia, did you like this one?
One of my favorites overall. Incredibly fun. Really enjoyed it. I loved both of their energies. They just like they took over the stage. It was theirs, and I would literally pay them to watch them perform that song over and over and over and over again, because it was so enjoyable. I really liked it. The 3 minutes went by faster than anything, and that the Kimika part is still stuck in my head. It's right now. It's in my head right now. I can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's really, really, really catchy. It's super catchy. And this is Dito nella Piaga's first official performance.
Really?
Actually, yes. She's completely new. She is an indie pop artist. I think she's from Rome. Because I saw a video of her, like one of her official videos is actually shot on San Pietro's square in Rome. It's so funny because the song is so silly, and you see her in San Pietro, like it's fun. And of course Donatella Rettori, she is a huge star in Italy. She was actually an icon in the 80s. So it was really good to see her energy at that age. And she's still young, I think. She's still young. And that song was fun. It was so 80s because it was 80s. That's a lot, but in an Italian way, you know.
It wasn't like so in your face. Like you're right. It has that kind of I don't know, like mid to late 80s, really up tempo. Like kind of like I thought of like the Pointer Sisters. I'm so excited a little bit, just because of the energy, not because of like any of the instrumentation or anything. But yeah, I see that.
It's everything like. Everything that is a little bit up tempo with an orchestra, it's like in the 80s for me. It's just It gives 80s vibes for me with an orchestra, and I would like to see Eurovision with an orchestra, but we are not going to see it. Rai actually asked it to the Eurovision BU, and I wanted to bring back orchestra, but they couldn't.
Yeah, it would be something to watch, and I mean, I guess the problem would be if they were going to bring it back this 1 year and then it was
No,
so well
no.
received. I know it wasn't going to happen anyway, but even if let's say that they were considering it, I guess the major drawback would be if they were to bring it to Eurovision and it was so well received, then they kind of create the expectation that it's
Yeah,
always going to have to be
yeah,
there. And
yeah.
then if let's say in the event a country that is not as wealthy wins Eurovision and they have to
Yes,
host,
of
then
course.
that becomes a bigger expense.
That would have been so Italian, by the
Mhm.
way, because the orchestra is so Sanremo, so it would be so Italian. It would have been great. But I guess it's a question of money itself, and the economy of countries. Maybe Italy could have done it because Rai has some money apart from what they are saying, but of course it's really difficult to bring back an orchestra, and it will be difficult for an orchestra to perform 41 songs, I would say also.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sanremo, I think when you include all of the interval act
Yeah,
songs
it's
and the special
a lot.
performances, yeah. And it's over the course of a week. So obviously it can be done, but it is a bit different when you're working with so many people that are coming from abroad and all that. So
And that is
we
Eurovision,
can
so
keep
it's really
dreaming.
it's really international. If you miss like a note or something, if you commit a mistake, that is actually massive. So
Hmm.
in Sanremo, you can repeat if there is a problem, but in Eurovision, mm,
Yeah.
so it's risky.
Giovanni Poli saying Mahmoud and Blanco will win over Elisa thanks to the televote. So many good songs, though. I want all of them to go to Eurovision. And yeah, I mean that's why like Sanremo is special to me because I love Eurovision for the big event that it is, the real major television production that it is. But when it comes to music, it's festivals like Sanremo or like Festival de Canção, and now I can say Benidorm Fest that really keep me coming back to them. And they're the selections where I tend to get the songs that I'm going to listen to more throughout the year. And then obviously there are some that come with Eurovision. But yes. Little John UK saying, I love the Irama last year. Oh, can you still hear me and see me?
You're a little
Somewhat.
glitchy, but we can hear you at least.
Okay. Anyway, Little John UK, I loved Irama last year and loved it this year. Yes. Coming back again this year after unfortunate circumstances where he wasn't able to compete with a live performance. He had to use a rehearsal, much like Daddy Magnid had to at Eurovision that year. Coming back with quite a different song. And I'm curious, Lydia, how do you feel about this one?
It didn't quite catch my attention. I've liked his previous attempts way more, especially his 2019 attempt. That one was really good. But this song is not bad by any means, and the chorus is pretty powerful as well. But I didn't really connect with the song, I guess. And honestly, I don't have much to say about the song, and we're not here to talk about the artist, so it's just not.
Why? What do you want to say about the artist?
I'll just skip on that. Not the biggest fan of him as a person. Just trying to separate the art from the artist at this point.
I see.
So I'll pass the mic to Samuel.
Well, one thing I want to ask Samuel is that I think that when we're considering the vocal performance, he would have to be up there as far as being one of the best tonight, don't you think?
Yeah. If we consider the vocal performance, of course, I think that vocally speaking, we are still seeing the top two in Elisa and Mahmoud and Blanco. Personally, because Mahmoud was incredible. It was perfect. Sorry, Elisa was perfect as well. We know that. But of course, Irama was good this night. Maybe I'm not sure. I have to watch again the performance. But maybe I heard a little bit of autotune.
I think
it was not 100% natural.
I did think about that. Yeah,
it didn't seem natural at all. Like he was moving. He was not moving his mouth, and the sound changed a little bit. It was pitchy in some cases. It was not like it was perfect. It was linear, but I could see something that was not natural, and it's not the same kind of autotune that we saw with Blanco yesterday. It's something different. It's actually maybe for changing notes. I don't know. I still know. I have to rewatch it but at the time of his performance, I was like, "What is happening here?" his voice is not 100% natural. It's a little bit, tuned. But anyways, his outfit was horrible. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's wonderful.
I have to. I like Sanremo is really huge in Italy also because of the outfits. Because
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
in Italy is really like obsessed with fashion. So everyone is judging the outfits. There are actually some lists of artists for like what they are wearing and not for the songs. So
Boy, doesn't that sound familiar?
but it's beautiful. I love to read comments about the outfits because it makes me laugh so hard. But the song, generic 100%, the normal Sanremese ballads, it's actually a really down, like for me it's a little bit of downgrade from last year. Last year it was my favorite. Irama was my favorite with La Genesi del tuo colore, and he came forth with not actually performing one single time. I think
Mhm.
that would have been top three material, even top two. I don't know if he would have actually dethroned Maneskin, but this year nothing special. I'm sorry. I love him. I like his style. I don't usually love his music in general, but I still like him as a singer. And
Mhm.
this song is just not for me. It's a Sanremese ballad. So you tend to compare this kind of songs with other really powerful Sanremese ballad like Diodato. This is not at the same level of Diodato. So
Mhm.
no.
Yeah, fair enough. But I don't know. I have to say that I was intrigued. I'm also not as taken by it like I was with La Genesi de tuo
Mm,
colore.
perfect.
Well, thank you. But I find him to be definitely like an artist that always kind of catches my attention. I don't know
Mhm.
too much about the things that Lydia has alluded to, so maybe I will find that out for myself on my own time. We did get a confirmation tonight, which has been something that has
Yes.
been
Yep.
teased for a long time. Our hosts for Eurovision will be Laura Pausini, Mika, and Michele Catalan?
Alessandro.
Alessandro Catalan. So yeah, so there had been rumors about this for a very long time, and we even heard that Mika, who was asked about hosting Eurovision on a number of times, said that he wasn't going to do it, but obviously, he was limited as far as what he could say at that time, and he wouldn't just be able to be like, oh yeah, we're making plans right now. But anyway, lots of excitement about this. Lydia, what are your thoughts on the confirmation of these hosts?
I mean, I'm really excited about Laura Pausini. First of all, a really huge name. It's a really big thing for Eurovision as well because all these big names are coming in now, meaning that the Eurovision is getting taken more seriously every single year, which I absolutely love. And
Definitely.
obviously, Mika is really popular as well. That's incredible too. I I'm not sure about the third guy. I've never heard of him. So like if
Well,
someone can
yeah.
say a little bit about him,
I
that
can
would be
introduce him
great.
because he's a really well-known TV host in Italy.
Hmm.
He's actually one of the best TV hosts that we have, in my opinion. His name is Alessandro Cattilan. He's actually from Piemonte, so it's actually from the Turin province. So
Cool.
it's really good to have actually representation of the city in the hosts. And he's just really, really charismatic. He is the former host of X Factor Italia. So
Okay.
a huge program in Italy owned by
Hmm.
Sky, and he was the host, I think, for the last 10 years. And then this year he decided to actually switch to Rai to have his own one-man show. That was Da Grande. It was not actually well received. It was okay, but it was a little bit of a flop in Rai because, of course, the Rai target is a little different from the Sky or X Factor one. Rai is a little bit more conservative, and he offered something pretty much really young, so it was not 100% well received. Whereas he is really popular in Italy. As actually, I would say that he has like a million followers on Instagram. I would not exaggerate here,
Hmm.
but he is really followed in Instagram. He's really popular. He actually speaks a brilliant English, so I'm happy for him. He usually conducts a lot of interviews he used to conduct a lot of interviews in X Factor, so he hosted a lot of international artists like Katy Perry. And he had also another one-man show in Sky in which he interviewed a lot of international stars like Dua Lipa recently. So he's really well known. He knows pretty much a good English. He's actually young. That is something that Italy is not good with hosts. But Amadeus is brilliant. I love him. Sorry.
Obviously.
And I would say also that Mika is really popular in Italy. In the last period, he was the judge of X Factor Italia. So Mika and Alessandro have a lot of connection. Like they are a really strong relationship. And Mika also had a one-man show in Italy itself that was called Stasera Casa Mika, Tonight House Mika, and it was a great show. It was really well received. Everyone loved that show, and because he invited a lot of people from also outside Italy because of his own name.
It's Mika.
Yeah, because it's Mika, and he is great at hosting. It's really great. He has a lot of charisma. He can sing well, so I will say that we are going to see an interval act, I hope, by him, because he's actually, he described Italy as his own second, third home right now, because he's half, I think he's half Lebanese and American, and then he lived in France and the United Kingdom. So, and in this last period of time, if I remember correctly, he purchased a house in Tuscany and is living in Italy right now. So he's really well attached to Italy. He knows, he actually speaks brilliant in Italian. He speaks a really good Italian for an American speaker. For an English speaker, it's actually something really good. He actually knows every tense in Italian. I don't even know. So I'm really, really happy about him being the host. Of course, we know that Mika spoke a little bit shit over Eurovision. I would not say Eurovision. From what I read, it was Eurovision songs, not itself the contest. But many people are angry because he actually criticized the Eurovision Song Contest. I don't see any problem with it.
I very openly say that at one point Eurovision was unwatchable, and I defend that. I will die on a hill defending that position.
But the fact is that he was actually asked the United Kingdom to compete in the early 2000s. That was actually not good for him to represent the United Kingdom at that time. I would say even right now, but okay, this is another question. Okay, sorry for that. Sorry for every single English that is watching here. I hope you guys will have a great artist this year. And Laura Pausini, well, she's Laura Pausini. So.
Yes, I have to say that I really liked the song that she was nominated for an Oscar for last year with.
You'll see. I see.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Like, that was the soundtrack of a beautiful film starring Sophia Loren. So the song should have been beautiful, and the movie was beautiful, and the song was great.
Yeah, lots of promise with the hosts. It will not be a repeat of the last time that Italy hosted, which, as we know, was a bit of an infamous disaster. This is going to be great.
It was original. It was original because it was the first time in which Eurovision Song Contest was hosted in Italian and not in either French or English. So it was original. I have to say that it was original.
Fair enough. And look, it was kind of the iconic disaster that we remember it for today. So
yeah.
Eurovision wouldn't be the same without it.
Yes. I have just to say, and that is the last thing about the host that I will say, that we have three people. We have every one of them knows Italian and of course speak Italian. Then we have Mika speaking French, Laura Pausini speaking perfect Spanish, and Alessandro speaking, of course, perfect English. So we have all the language ranges, French and English, of course, Italian and a little bit of Spanish. So I am actually waiting for something in different languages as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's definitely a very talented group that we've got. So lots of promise. I'm very happy to see some love for Matteo Romano, Virale.
Yes, can we talk about that song, please?
Okay, please, Lydia.
I can't believe it came 21st. Did it come 21st?
No, it was after, right?
17th.
I think it was like 17th.
17th.
Oh
yeah.
My god, it's like
which is still too low.
Of the year. I'm so passionate about this because I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I can't believe it was so low. Like for some reason I didn't expect to like his song because like he seemed really young, and like the
He's a
song.
TikToker.
And
He's a
you're always
TikToker.
like, okay, young man,
Yeah,
what are
I
you
did
doing
feel like,
here?
like the word TikTok there, and I was like, TikTok, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. You should check out his other two songs that are ballads, but they are beautiful. They are really beautiful.
Okay.
He was a star in TikTok. He started with TikTok, actually.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I read that he got like 3 million views on something, but
Yeah.
I'll read up on that later. He's got a great voice, and the harmonizations that he was doing with himself, incredible. It felt really like somewhat emotional, even at some parts.
Totally, yeah.
It's catchy. It's very well produced.
Mhm.
Not surprisingly, because Stardust had a hand in it.
Isn't it? I wanted to
Yeah.
say this.
Yeah, as we all know, Stardust is so good at producing.
Of course, it's good when
yeah.
Stardust is in it.
But I'm not going to let my emotions take over me and kind of like speak from the critical point of view as well for a little bit. Even though I absolutely love the song. Oh my god, it's so good. The inexperience in performing is really noticeable.
Yeah.
Like he's not like 100% comfortable on the stage yet. Because obviously, like he's really young and he hasn't been.
Well, it was his first performance. It was his first performance on a huge stage like Sanremo. I think that we are going to see him better in next days, I would say.
Maybe. Also, the song sounds like a song that would be really good in studio. So I'm waiting for it to be available in the UK once again, and it will definitely go to my playlist because it was really good.
Well, this year, Rai seems to geo-blocking the songs, right?
I'm pretty sure I checked in the morning. Brividi was still geo-blocked in the UK. I haven't checked it yet. Maybe it's already
I know that Brividi right now is like trending between 7th and 5th position in the UK right now.
Then maybe it is out already.
Just crazy, like I cannot believe that.
But yeah, this was a really special one, I think, and one that I'm going to be looking forward to hearing the studio version of. And yeah, you get that Stardust sound in it, and it's never the same thing, but there's just a certain quality, that a certain like kind of spaciness. I don't know if that's the word that comes to mind, but it's the fact that he uses lots of reverb and light kinds of distortion and vocal chopping and that kind of thing. I'm just such a fan, and it seems that like he's got so many artists that are so willing to work with him and have him add like his kind of magic touch, and they're able to bring what they bring to those songs as well. So yeah, I'm very pleased with it.
You should check actually what Stardust does individually.
I have.
Okay. He's a really great producer also for himself, and he's a really good pianist. So when he performs live, it's just crazy because you can see actually this kind of piano with also production on it, but the piano is actually the central piece, and it's incredible. It's just and even if like this night I didn't know that Matteo was performing Stardust song, but like after 10 seconds I asked myself, is this actually a Stardust song? Because it was so well produced. When you see something in Sanremo that is well produced, the question is just there. It waits for you.
Stardust.
Is it Stardust?
Like that's not even a lie for me. Those are the songs that I'm looking out for, and even when I'm not expecting them, like this one, I was like, oh well, that's got to be another one. But what are you guys saying? So GE is saying Elisa is the queen. Hello to Riyadh from NYC. Alan asking why Irama is only 9th. What results are yet to come? What kind of combined result is this? So this is the combined result of the press voting. So from night 1 and night 2. Tomorrow, tomorrow will be the demoscopic jury, and then Saturday is the
Friday.
Televote.
Friday we will have the covers or duos. Like it's mixed this time, and we will.
But those are different songs altogether. So referring to like the voting.
Yeah, but in that case, on Friday we will have demoscopic 50% and televote 50%, and then on the third night, on the fifth night, that is the Saturday, we'll have 33 for the press, 33 for the demoscopic, and 34 for the televote.
Right. Yes, exactly. Okay. What else are we saying?
The televote at the end is nothing.
SP letting letting us know that Bravidi is trending on German YouTube as well. Yeah, I mean, not surprising that it's trending all over. And like the music video also does such a great job at communicating the meaning of the song. And I do really like this kind of exploration of male intimacy as well that they're doing. It's quite something to watch. But yeah, I think one person that I think we should talk about as well is Emma. A previous Eurovision entrant. I think I don't remember how many people had brought up her name yesterday, if anyone, but she's also, I believe, got a Stardust song too, doesn't she?
Does she?
Maybe did I read that wrong? No,
because I don't think so.
Yeah, that's right. Emma Maroni, Davide Petrella, and
no, Davide Petrella is not Stardust.
No, I know. Stardust is Dario. Yes,
okay,
and he's the next one.
Okay.
Didn't let me finish.
No, because the sound was later.
Fair enough.
I could not hear you.
Another person that we saw on the orchestra doing the conducting was Francesca. And in that moment, I was actually reminded by the fact that we actually don't see too many female conductors at Sanremo. Yeah. Lydia, what did you think about her song?
I enjoyed it, not to the extent that I liked her song that she participated with in Eurovision in 2014. But it's not a bad song. I absolutely love her voice, obviously. The one thing I wish that would happen in the song is the quality of the verses would match the quality of the chorus. Because the chorus was really powerful and great, and I really enjoyed listening to the chorus part a lot, but the verses kind of like lacked something. I'm not sure what exactly, but it felt a little bit maybe unfinished a little bit. I don't know how to explain that, but it's definitely incredible from the performance point of view. She's very confident. Obviously, she knows the stage really well. She's done Sanremo before, so
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
2012. Okay. It's not exactly a standout for me. Definitely a solid attempt, and Francesca was so cute when she was conducting because she was so into it. I absolutely adored her.
Yeah, it was really nice to see. And then especially at the end that they kind of hugged as well.
Yeah.
And with the song, I'm intrigued by it. It isn't one of my favorites, but there was a certain part of the chorus, and maybe this alludes to the fact that you found the chorus the choruses were better than the verses. But just when she kind of builds up to that high note, it's not expected. I find it kind of catches you by surprise, and I don't know. That was the kind of thing that really reminded me of the kind of performer that she was at Eurovision. I know that like vocally she wasn't all the way there in her Eurovision performance, but I remember really liking her presence, and I also was pretty into the song as well. So I don't know. I'm at least into it. It has piqued my interest. But Samuele, your thoughts? Whoops, I'm bouncing all around.
I like the song. I feel that I have to listen to it again, maybe on the studio version. Francesca was really, really, really good at conducting. I think she's actually having a master in music right now at the music school. In Italian, we say conservatorio. I don't know what to say in English. It's like academy. Conservatory. Thank you.
Yeah. We have a music conservatories here as well. So.
Okay. I didn't know. I knew that there were, but I didn't know the name for it. And of course, my favorite Emma song in Sanremo would be Non è l'inferno, the first song that she presented in Sanremo, the one with she won, I think in 2000 11. Yes, 11, if I remember correctly. And I pretty much enjoyed La Mia Città, even if the performance was terrible. I'm sorry for her because I like her, but the performance was no, a big no for me. In fact, she is actually right now the one that has the lowest score in for Italy since our came back. And I'm sorry for that because the song was really good. I think that it was really powerful, and she is a powerful singer. And this night, she had a pretty good song, I would say. The song is nothing that stands out properly. Yeah, in 2012. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was 2011 with Moda. Yeah, that was beautiful in 2011. But yes, the song is good. I have to listen to it again.
Fair enough. Another one that we have to talk about, which was your mention from yesterday, Fabrizio, another artist that we're familiar with from Eurovision. Lydia, tell me, what did you think?
Absolutely love this song. It's my second of the whole selection, with Brividi being my first. His voice always gets me. I love that kind of like raspy, I smoke 50 cigarettes a day kind of voice. It's my absolute weakness. Absolutely adore that. And also, like, the song itself, really beautiful. Like, you know that Fabrizio is a really amazing lyricist, and his lyrics are also really like poetic, really like emotion inducing. So like if you read the lyrics, they're really incredible. And also every single time he goes from his quiet storytelling kind of voice to the loud and powerful part, I get goosebumps every single time without like question. Happens every single time. It's a very Fabrizio Moro song. Like he has he has a lot of songs like that, and that's exactly what I expected, and that's exactly what I like about his music. So I'm not disappointed whatsoever. Yeah, he can make you feel the song even if you don't speak Italian, because he's such a passionate performer, and you can't help but to feel the song.
I also feel like one thing that I don't know why I kind of take notice of this, and maybe it's something that other people notice too, but I feel like he has a bit of a unique pronunciation. Like there's almost like a more articulate. He tends to articulate certain consonants a little bit more than others, but I don't know that maybe somewhere you have a different idea of that.
I didn't get it. Like I can understand maybe because he has a really peculiar tone to his voice, and this graspness makes it unique. Still not my favorite Fabrizio Moro song. My favorite is Portami Via. Is actually the best Fabrizio Moro song. I wanted him to be at least top 3 that year. I remember it was 2017, 18, maybe. Don't remember.
I think.
Maybe 7. No.
Because 2018 he won with Non mi avete fatto niente.
But this night, of course, 100% Fabrizio Moro's song. And you guys left me.
Can you still? We can hear you. You're frozen in an unfortunate pose. Why don't you try stepping out and coming back in? Okay.
Can you see me right now?
It's the same thing. So refresh the browser and we'll let you back in. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, always a pleasure. I am gonna listen to this one a little bit more, and I am really curious about the song itself, because with Non mi avete fatto niente, that was firstly the first Eurovision that I ever watched, and it was a song that I was really okay. You look much better now, and
okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna excuse me, definitely revisit. What else are you guys saying? Riyadh
and of course,
asking
with Fabrizio, we have a huge daddy alert. Huge.
We talked about that yesterday. Yeah, I've got to agree. That's one of the things about him, isn't it?
I've lost count of all the daddies that get brought up by Samuele. It was like Ryden, and I really there's someone else last night, but Riyadh is asking us, no one talks about Diva/Eva. She's amazing, so much charisma, talent, energy, and beauty. So she was the one with Voglio, amarti.
Iva Zanicchi, yes.
Yeah. What did you think?
Well, really classic, really old. Not with a negative thought, but a little bit of old fashioned. I think they tried to go with the this kind of trend of bringing back really important artists of the past. They did it with Ornella Vanoni, Ornella Vanoni 2 years ago, and Orietta Berti last year. It was iconic. And this year with Iva Zanicchi, of course, she is a little bit more rocky than the other two, and I think it's good for her because I love divas with beautiful old-fashioned Italian ballads, but I also really like to see her doing something like that. And you know that in this year we have this kind of Fanta Sanremo thing going on, and she is really quoted in Fanta Sanremo because, well, of a really good and like funny story that she circulates about her, but I don't know if I can say it, but okay, I will say it. Once she pooped on stage in Italy. Yeah, so we
okay, I'm not sure this is really necessary.
No, it's not necessary, but she did, and we have like 100 points more if she did it on Sanremo stage. That is so trash. Like, Twitter is invaded by this kind of things right now. It's funny on one part, but I cannot actually watch Sanremo without just screaming for the tweets in Twitter. It's just crazy. But it's not only Italians, it's also people from all over the world, like Spain, France, and the UK are like, British people are just like, oh, I love Fanta Sanremo, I want to participate. And they are thinking of doing it for Eurovision as well. They are doing like Fanta Eurovision as well. I'm sorry if I said this, but it was so funny that I could not tell it.
Fair enough.
I'll try to forget it.
Lydia, your thoughts on Eva?
It's a very pleasant song. I'd say that's exactly what you would expect from Eva. And I mean, she's 82 years old, but the way she sounds,
82, yes.
Wow.
The way she sounds and looks, absolutely stunning. She has a really strong voice still. I really respect that.
And it makes me think too, like, sometimes we get seniors on the Eurovision stage sometimes, but at Sanremo, like, they respect their elders. There's always a good number of them that are established, that are very beloved artists that come and they're there to play. They might not win, but they're there to at least remind people that not only are they here, but they've got they still got the chops. So yeah, that's
Iva Zanicchi. So surprised.
There was some booing when she didn't come too high.
Yes.
Oh really?
Yes.
Because they wanted to obviously for her to place high. Obviously not to the point of.
Yes. I'm sorry, I wasn't sure what you were referring to. You're referring to the score. I thought you were talking about like a high note. Okay, yeah.
No, to the score. Yeah.
Yes, I did notice that. Yeah.
She is the female singer that won the most times in Sanremo.
Yeah, 3 times, right?
3 times, and we represented us in Eurovision.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think the 60s, right?
The 60s, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can see why people might be like, "What's the deal, press? What do you got against our our established artists?"
We have to talk about that because it was kind of messy, I would say. The lead board.
The leaderboard? Some other? Oh.
Welcome back.
What were you saying that we have to talk about?
That the lead board was kind of messy, right?
I always have a hard time judging because I don't know what the expectations are of most of these artists. I just kind of go off of feeling, and I also don't expect like the ones that I like the most to always be that reflected in the score.
No. It's not that. It's that many singers that were actually expected to be good with the press didn't in the end. So there was a lot of rumoring like of booing in actually Ariston, in the Ariston Theater. That is usual.
Yeah.
Like people in Ariston usually boo on everything.
Right.
But also on social media, I saw that. But the press is really unpredictable. So it's like I would say it's okay up to the point to which the top 4, the top 5, it's okay. And I think that this year the top 5 is kind of okay. Compared to other years that was not so okay.
Which we should mention that the top 5 are Gianni Morandi, Dargen D'Amico, La Rappresentante di Lista, Mahmoud and Blanco, and then Elisa up top. So I mean, for now, obviously, when the future stages, it always does.
Will change.
Always. Lydia, what were your gripes with the? Did you have any gripes tonight about the voting? Apart from we did mention Matteo.
Huh?
Let me talk. Aka 7.
7? Aka 7. Sorry. Yeah.
Criminally underrated.
Yeah.
A really good song. A really good quality. A really good performer as well. Pretty sure this one came 21st. I think that's what I confused it with. And oh my god, I was so upset when I saw it being so far down, because it's one of the best produced songs, in my opinion, in this year's Sanremo. Like, it was a flawless performance as well. He has
very strong,
vocal control for his genre.
Yeah, totally.
And when he had that little like rap part, that was really fast, and he didn't stutter once. Always respect that. I love that kind of like rap when it's like really, 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 really fast. Kind of like Guns and Ships from Hamilton, if anybody gets the reference. And the beat is very inviting as well. At the beginning, when I heard the name, I was kind of expecting something completely different, and I expected not to like it, because for like all the Russian people in the audience, we have any of them. We have like a group in Russia that's called AK-47, which is kind of like really close to this.
Yeah.
And it's like a really offensive like rap group that's not particularly great. And I kind of like I got the same like connection when I heard the name, and I was like, I'm not gonna like this one. I might as well just leave the room. But it was so good.
It was, yeah. What I wrote down was that to me it was the catchiest song. It's one of the few that like I can more or less recall. Obviously, there's lots of music in one night, but I can recall the sound, the feel of it. I enjoyed it, and I can also appreciate why people might be a little bit upset about it not doing as well in the press voting, but. Nonetheless, we are coming close to an hour. I want to get a few more comments, and we have had some people commenting on winners. Walter saying Irama for the win. We had Servio saying, to me, probably the winner is La Rappresentante di Lista. Definitely up there. What else? People talking about Iva back in the day. Florence saying that they agree that AK-7 was good. Jack's also saying, I love AK-7, but he deserved a better song. So not
even a better
totally feeling
one.
the song.
Better than this one. Is it possible?
Were you a fan of the song, Samuele? Yeah? All right, so people are a bit split on it. Max saying, ciao ciao, the song is... and we got someone who says that they don't like Sangiovanni's song. There were some questions about Sangiovanni, and his song was Farfalle. Lydia, did you like that one?
It's good. It's like on the in the middle for me somewhere. It's a really good quality. Obviously, it's written by Madame. So
really?
Did you not know that? Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so obviously good quality. I wasn't the biggest fan of the instrumentals, but I guess they do fit the tempo of the song, so I can't complain too much. It was a really good show opener, so that's kudos to them for choosing it to be first. It did make me dance a little bit at some point.
Yeah.
And also it kind of feels like one of those songs that you have to listen to get a hang of it. And obviously, it's probably going to be way better in the studio version as well.
So this happens to me. No, I'll pull it up again. This happens to me all the time. This is the comment that I wanted to put up. SP saying I think Farfalle could get the could be the musica leggerissima of the year, where it becomes like a really big hit despite its Sanremo
Of course, it
success.
will be. Of course, it will be a great hit because Sangiovanni is really followed in Italy.
Yeah.
But it's not the new musica leggerissima. Like that was a proper bop. That was stunning. I wanted it to be top 3, but it's not the new musica. At least for me, I don't want to offend anyone here. For me, there is another song that is close to musica leggerissima. I don't remember right now. It was from the first night. Maybe D'Argentanico.
Yes, that was yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. But before we get to that, I just wanted to point out this was the comment that I had put up instead. Anyway, and this person is a much bigger fan, much bigger fan of musica leggerissima. And Walter's saying the bop would be Ciao Ciao. So I mean, as expected, we got lots of opinions, lots of split opinions, but still lots of love overall. I would say everyone's got an entry that they're really digging. I wish I could say the same about other selections this year, but Sanremo never ceases to disappoint. Shall we kind of meditate on the ones that we're feeling like could win at this point? I mean, I feel like we're going to have similar answers, but
like I think we can say what we are thinking it will win and what is our winner.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just like looking up the songwriters of Farfalle. I don't know where I got from that Madame wrote the song. I think I just saw it on Twitter or something. But,
okay.
Apparently not.
Don't quote Lydia on that.
Don't quote me on that. Like I read your comments. I got it. Apparently not.
Okay. But Lydia, tell me, what gives you the feeling of a winning song at this point?
Feeling of a winning song. Am I biased to say that Gravity? Really feel like it could be the one. I mean, it's really popular and it's pretty high up already with the press vote. The second is pretty high up. So if the televote, if they win the televote, so it's already promised a win, basically. So I can definitely see it winning.
Okay, and you, Samuele?
Same.
All right. Well, end of discussion. And like I have to admit that I'm definitely leaning towards that as well. And biases aside, just kind of thinking about the reception, thinking about the way that both of those artists are perceived at this moment. Obviously, they're not alone up there. And the thing too is that I find that with Sanremo, there is usually a surprise. The winner is not always so obvious, and it is kind of like with Eurovision. What's that?
Let's hope not this year.
Well, I mean,
not have surprises.
It's not like there aren't any other good choices. And I just mentioned it because I think of like in 2020 when Francesco Gabbani was a favorite to win again, but it actually went to Deodato. And like it's important to remember too that sometimes if let's say a returning winner, even though they're favored to win this time. For the second time or third or whatever, the songs that we get instead are often still ones that we like, and a lot of people think that Deodato could have won Eurovision if 2020 hadn't been canceled.
Yeah,
so
many people.
I stand by that. He could have done that.
Well, the performance in the arena was stunning.
Oh, absolutely! I still get chills thinking about it.
Yeah.
But yes, Mahmoud and Blanco maybe could do it if the televote supports them, and I think the televote will support them. I still don't know because it always depends on who is watching Sanremo and who is going to pay for voting.
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
I don't remember right now because I never vote.
Well, you know that saying about if you never vote, if you don't vote, you can't complain.
Because, like I don't vote usually because either it costs too much Like in previous times, it cost like €1 per message. It was crazy. Never. I'm never going to vote for €1 for message. Or because my actual like telephone, like my SIM card was not allowed to do it. So we don't have a Sanremo app.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But I think the televote is a little bit leaning 50 cents it's right now. Like once it was like €1. But I think that the televote may, between Elisa and Mahmoud and Blanco, may lean towards Mahmoud and Blanco this time. But I'm not sure. Maybe the televote could actually bring up Sangiovanni, please no. But he's really, really popular. Many are those who are going to be up because they are popular.
Right.
And that is something that I don't want in Sanremo. I would like the best song to win, and not the best, like not the most famous artist.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think that in most cases people would hope that it is the song. And I guess that's always the challenge of really being able to separate the song from the artist and have that, like, the song be the thing that people vote on rather than the popularity of the artist. But it's something that kind of goes hand in hand with these contests. So I guess that's just how it goes. I think we should leave it there. Is there anything that we must discuss before we wrap it up? No,
I've discussed everything I wanted to discuss.
Wonderful.
Yeah, there are a lot of things to discuss, but we don't have time.
Which we will save for another time because it's late. But thank you all for joining us. If you haven't done so already, we do have a poll on Eurovoxx TV, Eurovoxx.tv, for the song that you liked the most from tonight. Let us know what your favorites were. If you're watching this after the fact, let us know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to Eurovoxx if you haven't done so already, because it's not just Sanremo that we cover. We cover all of the national selections. We've already had many great ones happen already, and there are many, 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 many more to come. So we'd love to have you join us for those. But nonetheless, thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you later this week when we will be talking about the winner. Lydia will be seeing you tomorrow night, and she'll be back with America. And until then, we hope you take care. Good night.
Bye-bye.